Hey, what's up, everybody? It's another great week of the SR Synth Weekly. I am your friendly neighborhood redneck, and this is, we made it to episode 31. So, got a lot of great stuff, got some new stuff, got some old stuff as always, and but as always, it's always great music. So, let's just jump right in and just get started. First up today we have Vague Nation. It's a group, it's an indie electronica group out of the deep mountains of, I'm guessing BC is British Columbia in Canada. Really good song. The song today they've sent me is called Ocean Love. They just described it as a lush synth, chill vibe with thick beats and sultry vocals. So I took that a little bit and I made it a little better. Not better, but a little bit more added to it. So I went for, first of all, I started out with this searching, the main characters, searching for a lost love, has been kidnapped. It kind of gives me that feel, either kidnapped or on the run, like a runaway kind of deal, and he's trying to search for them, and they've been gone for like a few months, or, and he's been like searching for where they went and what happened. It kind of gives me that feel as the first one. Also, it gives me that main character's love interest shows up in a club, and it's one of those types that where they go into the club, they are the life. They are like the hottest thing in the club, that kind of feel. They walk in, everybody is pretty much stopped and has eyed this person as they walk in, they eat it up, they take over, they just pretty much take over the club and just flirt with everybody, and then goes over, and then after the play, goes over and sits down with the main character, and then and then as the song progresses, it gives me that the third thing where they, after that, all that, they go in there and they start going into the little apartment love scene, and it shows it slowly progressing. So it gives me that. That's the biggest feel. Lastly, on a 180 flip side, it gives me that whole magic has filled a person and they're consumed by the magic as it intoxicates them. As the magic binds with them and they become, whatever their storyline goes in, but it just shows them being intoxicated by the magic that's consuming them. So all of those kind of work. It could work in the same movie, but it's just the sultry feel. That's just what it gives me. So first up today, like I said, it's Vague Nation, and check it out. It's Ocean Love.
It's just my instinct that draws me to you. I surrender, caressed all at once. If we came from water, then I can see why. Why have this love affair? Even when you drag me down and push my face in your sandy depths, you earn my respect. And I'm ready for more. It's just my instinct that draws me to you. I surrender, caressed all at once. came from water, then I can see why. Why I have this love affair. It's just my instinct that draws me to you. I surrender, caressed all at once. If we came from water, then I can see why. Why I have this love affair. I'm ready for more.
Like I said, it just gives me that vibe. And I mean, it gives you that, you know, I like the searching vibe, you know, for the lover, and then they finally get together. That would work out. So check it out. Like I always, check out all their other stuff. You know, as always, their descriptions are down below in the descriptions fine. Make sure you follow them and buy their music. Always awesome. Next up, we have Agent Prime, synthwave group out of California. The song they sent me today is called Agent Prime. It's a really cool song. He didn't give me a description on it because as he told me in the thing, it was like, I'll leave it to you to make the description because they're awesome. So I hope I don't disappoint, Prime. So here we go. I'm calling this a showdown song. This is the, you know, main team and the evil have arrived for the, like, a final showdown. You know, they've all come to their cars. You know, it's like one major area, like a battlefield or a thing. They all show up one by one. We see the scene, you know, the scene's building, and each character, you know, each member of the team or the evil side, you know, they show up, you know, one by one. It's like they're all showing up and they face each other. They get that little face-to-face, maybe a, you know, a little, you know, a little monologue of each on, you know, of what's about to happen right before the fight. It just gives me that feel. Also, on the same note, it kind of gives me, like, the lead character is transforming. You know, as the song progresses, you see him transforming, and it's as sorry, as the transformation finishes, right at where the main break of the main hit of the song starts, he's already finished the transformation, and you see the character as the song progresses, just coming out of the you know, kind of like the chamber, or, you know, whatever's happening, you know, the transformation, the cave, you know, you know, they come out of like a room or something. But anyway, and you see it's like a new, stronger being as the song progresses. It's a whole, I call it like a transformation on that. So it gives me that vibe too. Actually, it could work on both. It could be the main theme. You know, he's transformed and then they show up at the final fight. Also, kind of gives me on that the main character shows up at the last minute. The evil suddenly is scared of the hero, in which he slowly goes towards, as the hero starts to advance, all the evil decides that they're going to retreat and take off, and he's chasing after him. All of those could be the same movie, but that's just the feel I get from this. But it's a really awesome song, and it's got some great vibes and grits and nuances in it to give me a lot of ideas. So definitely check it out, and here it is. It's Agent Prime, and the song is called Naked Prime. So check it out. I hope you enjoyed that. It's like I said, it kind of gives me that this whole vibe of I like the showdown theme a little better. But like I said, anybody's opinions could be their own. So let me know what you think in the comments of what kind of song, what kind of movie you think this can come from, and what scene. I always love seeing the opinions from everybody else, because everybody has a little different story to tell with it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Next up, I'm going to screw up this name, and I hope I say this right. I hope that's what they meant it for. It's Pepsy, Pierre. It's a synthwave artist out of France. The song they sent me today is called "I Won't Go Without You." Not much of a description on it, just pretty much a thank you. And thank you, Pepsi, for the song. But I'm calling this one this week for this song. It's "I Won't Go Anywhere Without You." I'm gonna go with "I Like the Resurrection," and what I mean is, it's one of those things where the main character's died or been mortally wounded, and it's like that scene where he's on a pedestal. He's just dying, and everybody's around him, and the other team is mourning in some way. But as the song progresses, we see the team is all sad, but something happens. It's like that whole deal. Like somebody walks in with like a magic power, or so a light hits them, and they're suddenly basked in some kind of glow or something, and all of a sudden they're being resurrected slowly, and they awaken. As the song progresses, it just shows me that magically light, they're all being reborn or resurrected in their whole system, and that as the team is just sitting there in awe of watching it. So that's the main thing that I feel from it. Also, on that same note, it kind of gives me an outro theme. Like I said, you got the climax, and it also works as an outro. The main and his team have they've beaten the bad guys. It took a lot out of them, but they finally returned. As the main returns to his lover or friend, whoever he's returning to or she's returning to. They're all walking off the screen as it fades out, but they all have that this feeling of I don't want to say sadness, but between exhaustion and the depression of having to do the whole ordeal, and knowing that the future is going to be they've got to rebuild the future, and they have to deal with it. So that's just kind of feel, and they're all sad of all what's transpired. That's just kind of feel. I don't know. It just kind of gives me a whole. It's a progression of everything. So it will work on both. So like I said, it's a really cool song. And check it out. Hope you like it, and make sure you follow them on their all their social media. Today it's going to be Pepsy. I hope I say that right. Pepsy, Pierre, and the song is called "I Won't Go Without You." So what kind of vibe did that give you? Like I said, I like the, I kind of like the Resurrection a little better. But like I said, follow them on their Instagram. Follow them on all the social medias and their music sites. Really awesome music. And while I got a second, make sure you, if you like this, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'm trying to grow this channel so everybody else can hear some great music. So if you like it, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your children, tell your dog, tell your goldfish. Maybe they'll tune in. But anyway, I appreciate it all. Next up, we have Mantus, a synthwave outrun, retrowave, the whole 9 yards, out of Amsterdam. The song they sent me today is called Maze Runner. His description on it was an outrun journey to find the truth within you. I kind of went a little. I kind of went with that, but I also kind of went on my own little tangent. I call this like the intro of the main hero showing at the beginning of a movie. Or you seem like kind of that whole deal where you see it. Here's the driver's side. You sit outside the window and you see that whole driving thing where they're moving through the streets and everything. And you see the whole cameras panning on his face while he's driving. He's racing. He's racing through the streets. He's group and he's racing to meet the group that and they're all racing to meet each other and meet up with his group and everything. But he's the main hero. That's kind of. That's the main part of it. It kind of gives me that whole it's a main intro feel of a city street. Not really city street to meet everybody, and you just see it through that one camera angle. Also, kind of gives me is the main is working on like a base. He's like at the base of his operations or warehouse or whatever, and it's a project. He's working on a project, montage. He's showing the programming and he's building a weapon or a machine. Or hacking a computer corporation or thing to figure out to either build something or hack something to beat the bad guy. That's the main feel it gives me. It gives me that montage of something being built or something being fixed. So it gives me that. Also, I went into my little space world because I like space movies. Hero's in space, he's flying through the universe, and we see him invading all the evil, kind of like a not space trucker, but he's one of those anti-hero kind of like bounty hunter kind of deals, and he's flying through space and he's evading all the bad guys, and he's destroying them one by one, and he's saving the day at hyper speed, and he's just you can see he's enjoying it. So it gives me that all of that works for me. So. Let me know what you think, and it's like I said, it's all of this music is really cool. But check this one out; it's really good. As always, check out all their other media. This is Mantus, and the song today is called Maze Runner. So give it a listen. So what'd you think? Do you want the intro or outro on it? So, like I said, it's a really cool song. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let them know what you think. You know, I'm just here, just showing you the bands and showing you the music. Let them know what you think in the comments of what you think about their music. So I know they want to hear your opinion also, and your love. Next up, and I hope I say this right, because if you look down in the description of the name, it could be something different. So I'm gonna go with this one. So if it's wrong, please let me know. The group today is called ᴘₒʟᴟᴛ. They're a retro synthwave group out of the UK. The song they sent me today is called Stakeout And Chase. Now, we both had the same thought on this one. So let me read the description. It's heavily inspired by Miami Vice, Stakeout and Cheese, not Steak and Cheese, Takeout. Is an imaginary soundtrack. It could be set in the scene where Crockett and Tubbs pursue a dangerous drug lord on a speedboat off of Miami dock at night. Expect a lot of Lynn Toms and synth. You know, it's a tribute to John Hammer. On this, I didn't even disagree with him on that, because this is one of those that gives you that whole build-up. Actually, this is a heavy Miami Vice feel. This is. I would go with Jan Hammer on it too. This is one that just gives me that whole feel. So I went with that. So I went with Miami Vice. You know, it's where the main team is setting up. You know, they're setting up the bad guys. They're covertly. We see them going through all the setups and everything. You know, and each part of the team is covertly going around flanking the bad guys to take them out. That's about what he said. And I thought the same thing. In fact, there's a scene with Glenn Fry. It's the same episode with Glenn Fry in it where they take out the drug lord and and two other like mafia bosses. You know, they flanked them and then they take them out one by one. So that's the main feel from this one. But I always add a little more. I always said, like I went with another one called like the main space crew has gone through, you know, their space and they're invading the bad guys and they've landed. You know, they've hidden everything. They've been chased by the bad guys, beat them. They've landed and they're now on a covert mission. You know, they're searching for an item. And as they search for the item, they're taking out the evil in a montage as they go through like a base or whatever. And you just see them going through the montage, and they're going through they're taking out the bad guys. They're going through the computers. You know, they're saving. You know, they're hacking the computers. They're getting in. You know, they're taking out the bad guys just to find an item to beat. You know, to beat the main baddie. So that's the other part I went with. And finally on that, I also went back to it, but just to work on anything. Sorry, I've got like a really bad itch. The main character and the bad boss, you know, the main bad guy, they're having a stare down, and then they do that warehouse chase scene where they're chasing each other while you know, sequence fights, you know, and then it spills into the streets, and the main is chasing after the bad guy through the streets, you know, like we've seen in most 80s movies. So, like I said, I like the Miami Vice. That's you know, I can't argue with what he said on that. So it gives me that really big vibe. So definitely check it out. And check out the rest of the stuff because it's really, really cool. So today this is ᴘₒʟᴟᴛ, and the song is called Stakeout And Chase. like I said, I can't really say much more. I mean, Miami Vice just works perfectly on that. It's a real tribute. It does a good tribute to Jan Hammer, and it's really great. So I have nothing really else I can say about that. So check it out. Check out the rest of the music. It's really awesome. Next up, we have Soundengine, a retro synthwave group out of Los Angeles. And the song today they've sent me is called Reset. The description they gave me was called a throwback to the 80s Lethal Weapon soundtrack, and it meets 80s goth. I agree wholeheartedly with the Miami Vice soundtrack. This kind of reminds me of Riggs, not Miami Vice, the Lethal Weapon soundtrack. This reminds me of Riggs, his main theme. And that's what I went with. It's the main character's main theme, like it's set as the loner, the main is like the loner, and he's burdened and has malice. He's burdened with guilt, malice against most because of the way life has turned out. But he knows he knows how to do the right thing, and he always does the right thing, even though he has the burden of being, with his own burden of his own guilt and everything. Also, on that same token, you see the main just sitting there. He's like at the beach or on, in his own little dark world, in his own little dark room. He's thinking of life that could have been with a fallen lover, friend, whatever. And he's just dealing with that burden and guilt, and at the same time, he's trying to figure out feeling the vengeance that he needs to take out the bad guy who did it to him. So it kind of gives me that. Also, on the kind of not 180 degrees feel, but kind of on the same lines, the main is finally, beating the bad guy and everything, and all of a sudden, he's found out that the lover, that was thought to be dead, that he's been dealing with the gang about mid-song. About mid-song, you see the lover suddenly, they show up. Or after beating the bad guys, find out that they're alive, and they get back together. That's about mid-song, and it goes through. When you see them going together about that afterwards, or what after the feeling of the guilt and everything, and coming back. So it gives me all of those. I kind of like the loner feel though. The loner getting together back with his girlfriend kind of works. So check it out. Check out all the music because it's really awesome, especially the good guitar sound. Like I said, this is a Soundengine, and the song is called Reset. So let me know what you think in the comments. Does that give you that Lethal Weapon feel, or does it give you some another movie or show feel? Like I said, let me know in the comments what you think it is. Last up today, we have our good friend Levinsky. I don't say he's from out of Helsinki, Finland. He does a lot of cinematic and post-synthwave. Really awesome music all the way around. If you ever want to know what his name is, look it up, because I cannot pronounce it and I never will try. The song they sent me today is Electra Complex. This is from his title track from his, he calls this Levinsky's new, daring, ravaging, and progressive album, Electra Complex. This is the title song from it. This is where I went with that. When I found out it was a title song, I kind of went with this is the main first feeling of the evil. The main evil is awakened, and you see it ravaging the whole area, the town, and his minions have gathered to take. They're running amok through the whole streets and everything, through the area. About through the song, we see the hero is shown also awakening. He's found out about it. He's awakening, and he's getting ready to fight. Getting all the stuff together. You see the whole deal, and he's just, you see him running amok while the hero is getting ready, and it just progresses through that. Also, on that same note, it kind of gives me the evil and the main had their first fight. The hero is being beaten and is almost dead as the evil continues to wreak havoc. This is that scene where they have that first fight and the hero is just too strong for. The evil is just too strong for the hero at this set time, and he's been beaten down and has to retreat while the evil just continues on to his own little world, his own destruction and havoc of everything, and the hero can't do anything about it right at this moment. Also, on that same note, this could be used through the whole movie. It's one movie. It's also kind of gives like the main bad guy or evil. He kidnaps the love interest, and he takes her to his lair. It's kind of like one of those things where the evil person is falling in love with this one person, trying to get them to, join him. He's trying to show her love, trying to show him everything, but she refuses. She just all out refuses him, thinks he's disgusting and everything, and all of a sudden it causes him rage. At parts of the song, you kind of get that love, 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 rage, and and as she kept prisoner, we see her depression and everything, and her destruction as the song progresses, and he's just trying, and it's just destruction, and her mind is just being destroyed, and at points into sadness, and we see the the rage of the evil not wanting to be wants the woman, wants the person, but they don't want him, and it just gives him rage. So it kind of gives me all of those. It could be, like I said, it's one movie. This is the main bad guy's theme, it kind of feels like. So definitely check it out. For our final one today, it's a really good song, so make sure you follow all their stuff. It's really awesome. So it's Levinsky, and the song today is called Electra Complex. That's it for this week. I hope everybody enjoyed the music. I know I enjoyed it, but my opinion doesn't matter here. It's what you think. Like I always say, make sure you follow them and like all their pages, and if you follow them on, make sure you follow them on their social media and their websites. Keep up to date on what kind of music they do. If you like their music, as I always say, buy it. I hope you like this show. I hope everybody has a great week this week. If you have any, like I always say, if you like the show, like it, subscribe it. Help me. I need some help promoting. Tell your mom, dad, friends. Like I said, tell your dog, cat, goldfish. Tell if you live down in the south, tell the deer that's running through your backyard. But like I said, I hope everybody has a great week, and let's just keep the music going and keep the Synth family up and growing up also. So like I said, I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.